I've got 4 incredibly life-changing tips for you right now about how to keep going. If you've ever struggled with feeling like you wanted to throw in the towel on your business, baby, I have been there. If you've cried yourself to sleep, if you've taken a piece of artwork off the wall and thrown it across the room, I've done that. If you've like just melted down, ever freaking out, if you've had repetitive bad days where you just feel like, why am I doing this? I see you, and I've been there. I've like always been there. I feel like once a month there's some little, or maybe now once every 3 months, there's something that I just go, God damn it. Like I should be over this by now. Or why are we still here? Why am I still struggling with that? Why haven't I learned the lesson? And that's kind of a part of it. All right, I'm going to get into those 4 tips in just a second that are going to help you feel more stable and grounded as you go through really difficult times. But a huge part of it is understanding the energetics behind lessons. Typically, we're repeating things a lot, good things, but also bad things, because we just haven't reprogrammed the subconscious mind to not do those things. And so it really has nothing to do with you per se messing up yet again. It's literally that the brain, the shape of your brain, the neurons inside have not changed tracks, have not made a new cluster of neurons. Your brain is the same. So if your brain is the same, your thinking is the same, your reasoning is the same, probably because your emotions are the same. And that's probably the same because your thinking is the same and your emotions are the same and your thinking is the same, right? And we have this affinity loop. So I just want to start. This is probably maybe the bonus. The bonus point here is you have to subconsciously reprogram your mind. I have a mini masterclass for you that's all about guiding you through it. I actually walk you right through your future self guided meditation. I'm going to link that below for you to grab. But all right, let's get into these 4 things. Being an entrepreneur, being a leader, did I say entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is hard. Let's just say it. Right? It is hard. And no matter what amount of mindset work you're doing, you're still involved with people and decisions and money and taking risk. However, these 4 things that I'm going to give you right now will help soften the edges of all of this. And something that I see and I notice between my girlfriends who are spiritual and dedicated meditators versus my friends and or even my clients who do not have a dedicated meditation practice and do not do these 4 things are consistently hitting their head against the wall. So if you feel like you are consistently in a place where you're not making money, nothing's changing, you're absolutely frustrated, or you feel like you're going to give up, whether that's your business, whether that's your current job, your fitness goals, whatever that is, how to keep going will rest on whether or not you commit to these 4 things right here. So let's get into it. Number 1 is people. People. Who are you surrounding yourself with? If you're hanging out with assholes, not good, right? If you're hanging out with people that are thriving, and are maybe even thriving better than you, you're going to get perspective. You are going to become the people that you hang around with the most. This is like facts, right? This is like social psychology. They say it's your 5 people, right? Whoever you spend time with, the 5 people you spend the most time with are going to get into your brain. Why? Because you guys are talking about things and then feeling emotional about things, and emotions changes the shape of your brain. And when your brain is in a different shape, you're going to do the things that your brain is built to do. Nothing more, nothing less. So the people you hang around with are so important. This past year, I've had to say goodbye to some people that I thought were going to help me succeed and I was going to help them. I thought I had some business besties there, but like, I realized we were not meant to be together for one reason or another. And I was ignoring those feelings early on. And so I just want to quickly say that if you have any sliver of feeling inside of you that that person is not for you, you are correct. Please believe yourself. Please believe them. They're showing you their true colors. And no, they're not going to change, especially when you're in your 40s like me and you're meeting other women or guys or whatever that are in their 40s. They're pretty set in their way. And your friendship and being around you isn't necessarily going to do anything to change them unless they willfully want to change. So I remember thinking that this person is really not like this all the time. She was being a little shady. She was constantly selling to me. And I was like, no, it's fine. She really wants to be my friend. She really wants to be my friend. But when push came to shove and I asked her for what I need to feel safer and to grow in our relationship, she ditched, she bounced, she ghosted. So I knew right there that I had the answer. And I wish I listened to myself years ago, maybe like a year ago, when I was actually feeling that little bit of like, I don't really like that behavior. What's going on there? So, guys, the people you are around, number one, right? So, let me know if you agree with me in the comments. Have you experienced that? Like a letting go of people and then suddenly, like, yay, finding other people who are just awesome? Because I'm going to tell you what, that makes all the difference. I have a very small group of friends, and not everyone is a business owner. I think that's also very important too when it comes to people. And let me know if you want me to make a video on just like social interactions too. I can happily do that. Just let me know in the comments. My hair is kind of bugging me right now. Sorry, I keep playing with it. It's super dry right now. But anyway, I have a very small group of friends, and not everyone is a business owner. And I think that's important too. I thought I needed a group of all business owners because that's what I would see on social media. Like, I want a business bestie. I have a business bestie, and it's not anything that I thought it was going to look like. The relationship actually is very personable. Yeah, we talk about business and we support each other, and that's the key. But our relationship isn't all about business. It's very personable. We talk about real things in marriage and life and death and health and wellness and all those things. And so that's really amazing because you need someone that you can go to and you won't be judged. And you need someone who can say, I hear you. I've been there too. You also need someone in this group of friends, this people group. You need people who will check you. And that comes with time and maturity, but it's really important just to seek that out right now. If you are with people who will not ever say to you, you just said last week you didn't want to do that. So what's going on? Right? People who love you and really respect you and care for you will actually want to mirror back to you your best version of self because they love you and they care for you and you want someone to call you out on your shit because it's with love. It's the best thing. So that's number one. Having that group of people, the right people, will help you get through just about anything. Number two is shouldn't be a surprise, a dedicated meditation practice. Now, if you're like, I don't even want to hear that. I can't even think about being still, Kim. I got you. I've learned to meditate a long time ago. And I used to teach yoga. I taught it for 25 years, had an award-winning yoga studio. I used to teach people through my program how to actually become yoga teachers. It was an incredible part of my life. And because of that, I have been able to experiment with and practice a lot of different types of meditation from all the different branches of yoga. And none of them truly captured what I ended up creating for myself. So make sure that you're doing a meditation practice that actually works for you. I had to incorporate dance and movement into mine. And so now I have a whole meditation practice called the Radical Ritual Method, which has 4 steps to it where we raise energy, we respond to the body, we recalibrate, and we reclaim. And if you join my Vocal Honey group coaching program that's coming up at the end of March, we have 2 coaching calls every single month. The second coaching call of the month is somatically driven. We do our meditation, we do our deep subconscious work, we do our somatic work with the radical ritual practice, and you have hot mic coaching where you unmute and practice storytelling, etc., pitching, influencing, selling, all those things. Okay. But this is so important because I was like, I can't sit either and just sit there and like think or not think, whatever the methodology is. I needed to move my body. So I say that because if you shied away from that and you're like, Kim, don't be telling me how to sit still. I can barely sit still, but I'm with my eyes open watching a movie. I want you to know that you should move your body first. Move your body first, then try sitting still. And breath work, by the way, is a great way to do that. I have videos on this channel on some awesome breath work that you can do to get yourself prepared mentally and energetically to sit still for a period of time. Now, I have been following for a little bit now Dr. Joe Dispenza. I can't say enough great things about him. Do you know Dr. Joe Dispenza? Let me know in the comments below. Have you practiced with him in person? That's a goal of mine. I can't wait to see him. One day I will. His book, Becoming Supernatural, has transformed my life. I was able to manifest teaching and sharing my wisdom and speaking with a college, which was one of my goals, in just 4 weeks. So from 4 weeks, from the inception, the moment of like, this is an idea, to an email back and forth of, okay, let's have that happen. 4 weeks. I've never manifested something so quickly. So the way you think is influenced by emotions, and your emotions controls your thoughts, and thoughts control your behavior. So if you want to change the feeling you have inside of you, and you want to be someone who is resilient and who can keep going during difficult times, you have to change the shape of your brain. You have to change the chemistry or emotions that are circulating inside of you. You have to detach yourself from the current moment. Listen, you're listening? Pay attention. Listen. You have to detach yourself from the current moment that's actually causing you pain and causing you worry. And you have to be very clear on the future that you want. And then you feel the emotions of that future, which tells your brain it's happening now, right? Because your brain doesn't know the difference between what's happening in your mind and what's happening right here in reality that you can touch and sense and feel. And then when you repeat that, you start to believe and think and have emotions for the future. And now what happens as a result? The thing that's frustrating you right now that you're thinking of giving up on doesn't bother you as much because you're filled with possibility. Okay. So that is why having a dedicated meditation practice will help you overcome adversity and challenge every single time. The things that used to bother you won't even bother you the same anymore. Okay. Number 3 is not an obvious one. I had to learn this many years of being an entrepreneur. I did not do number 3. Finally, I got into it and I was just like, oh, this is beautiful. Because one of the reasons you're feeling so much frustration is because you are not giving yourself other tasks that are unrelated to focus on. So number 3 is find yourself a damn hobby. For crying out loud, find a hobby. I've recently started crocheting. I should have brought it in for this, but I am just crocheting this wackadoodle circular thing. It was going to be a blanket, but now it's like I've changed. I don't know. I don't have any plan for it, and I'm allowing myself to make all mistakes. It's kind of fun. It's kind of very zen at the same time. But I sit down on that couch and I just go. And for like an hour, all of a sudden, I'm just doop, 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 all the sound effects apparently that are crocheting. And I'm in it, right? I'm out of my head and I'm using my hands and I'm producing something. A lot of the frustration that I have found is because things aren't turning out the way I thought they would, or they're not happening as fast as I thought they would. Maybe you can relate to that. So when you have a hobby, you're actually completing something. You're actually seeing the fruits of your labor, which can help you feel really accomplished. So do not neglect that. Do you need to start working out? Do you need to join a running club? Do you need to start doing pottery, crocheting like me, coloring? We have a coloring book. Brandon and I will sit down and we'll get into that on occasion. It's so much fun because you lose yourself in the activity. And when you're done, you come back and you feel like you just hit the refresh button. Okay. To get that hobby. And number 4 It's something that I don't see people talk about enough. Okay. When you're feeling like you're frustrated and you're out, there's no gas in the tank and you do not know how to keep going. Stop. Stop working on it for a second. When we are frustrated, one course of action is to keep attacking it. Thinking, and what we typically think is if I just keep forcing the situation, it will resolve itself. But you're just repeating the same action and same thought, expecting a different outcome. And that's not using your intelligence at all. A lot of the times when I tell my clients, stop working on something and just go and do number 3, have a hobby, right? Or just stop and task switch, or stop and take a couple deep breaths in and out and get up. A lot of the times that's all it takes, guys. But you just don't have that mechanism built in yet. And so you're just forcing yourself to try to get through it, figure it out. If I just make one more video or if I just try one more thing, I'll break through. But if you keep doing that and you don't see a different result, you're going to stop and you're going to quit. So the resiliency that you're looking for, the resiliency that I've been able to find, I do not quit. And I've been able to do 15 digital products, open 2 different brick and mortar businesses in my life, create and generate over $350,000 in one business year. When I had my brick and mortar business, I have not one, but 2 podcasts. At one point, I have a YouTube channel that I'm making like 2 to 3 videos a day on. Like, you can't stop me. But I do experience frustration. The difference is I know what to do when I feel like throwing in the towel. My friend Chrissy just the other day said, I feel scattered. And so she said, you know what? Instead of me just keep feeling the energy of scattered and be in that vortex, she stopped everything. She put her phone away. I didn't hear from her for like 2 hours. She meditated for 15 minutes. And she said everything changed for her. Right. So this goes back to my second point of having that dedicated meditation practice. This is all about knowing what to do when you're feeling that frustration so you don't give up, so you can keep going. All right. So to review, number 1, make sure you're around the right people. 2, have that dedicated meditation practice. Check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. I highly recommend that book. You can check out my affiliate link below in the captions and grab a copy of that tremendous book. And then you can thank me later for the tremendous amount of possibilities and joy and manifesting that's coming into your life. Number 3 is get a hobby, please get a hobby, right? Start something. I want to learn how to play the drums. That might be my next thing. Okay. It's fun. It's fun. It makes you feel like you have a purpose also outside of just your grind, your job or your leadership or your business. And number 4 is stop pushing. If it's not working, get up, go for a walk, take a deep breath, pop something in the microwave, reheat it and eat, like look outside and watch your damn birds, just stop. And that's enough sometimes to detach and the new energy will drop right in, guys. All right. Let me know how this affected your life. How do you feel about hearing this? Do you feel like you've got some strategy now? I hope so. You've got some strategy now, 4 different points you can do for that moment when you feel like quitting. Now you don't have to. And when you apply these, this becomes your new way of life, right? You have people now to leverage. You have meditation. You have a hobby. You have the ability to just put that boundary up and stop and walk away from things. And this changes who you are on a molecular, neurological, and spiritual level. You're going to feel so resilient from applying these 4 skills, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, please subscribe. If you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate, I thank you in advance, because that's going to show the algorithm, hey, this is important stuff. And other people just like you and I are going to have these 4 skills in their hands so they don't quit and give up on their goals and their dreams too. You can help them by liking and subscribing to this video, and maybe share it to someone who's going through a hard time right now so that they can apply these skills in their life too. Okay, guys, I will see you in the next video.